Welcome to DC Conversation. First things first, Prasthanam and then Republic, and now this. Is politics your favorite genre?
I'm finding it hard time to tell people that Prasthanam and Autonar Surya are not at all political. I'm trying to make people understand only Republic is the political film. Because according to me, Prasthanam is only a family drama, right? If you a responsible big family, one man dies and the old man gets her his daughter-in-law married. Very progressive thinking setup, actually, right? And also the twin brothers and the biological son versus soul son and all these things. It's all about what we do in a vulnerable moment, whatever the crime we do in a vulnerable moment, we will end up to having to face it as a huge tree one day. What you sow, what you reap, kind of a theme was that. Like more of human nature, human moral vulnerabilities, set within a small family. But that family happened to be a politician's family. That's all. So, and that's why I never saw Prasthanam as a political film. It was purely human and family drama to me. And Autonar Surya is a little broader conflict, which was one man born in rival castes, the whole conflict set within a one single compound where there is a lot of mafia thing going on, how he's fighting for his individuality, his individual recognition, identity, and the value and the respect for his value. That's what I want to define as dignity. Like, what is human dignity? Is that's what it is for me: self-respect, self-worth, all those elements. And that's why there is the theme. There is like dignity of labor. The moment I call it labor, people here translate it like a communism and all that kind. So somewhere along, I'm still struggling to find language because I all my professional life I grew up in US. Okay, some of the lingo, dignity of labor there is not related to communism at all in US. Basically, the terminology. So I'm still discovering my language to communicate my intents clearly. And now coming to Republic, even Republic is not about even politics. It's about like definition of democracy. Like the very thought of Republic is like we are all living under the illusion that we are a democracy, but we are yet to discover it. So that was my idea. I wanted to make that statement very profound and also give a kind of definition of democracy from my experience of watching US politics, right? The three horses concept, checks and balance. No single wing of government or no single human being should ever be given unlimited power. That kind of comes back as a evil in the society. So that's the disturbance I wanted to exhibit through Republic. So, to a short answer to your question, I believe politics is part of any emotion we talk about because we are political. Otherwise, we are independent individual animals in a jungle. So even to define a small character, any character, even if I write a love story, I that love story, the characters around it, you will define the socio-economical political conditions. That's when, to me, they feel real, and they bring in a lot of layers. In fact, maybe my conversations also stand out a little bit from regular writing style is only because of I have so many handles to build a conversation. When I open it's like instead of seeing my characters in a small box or a tub, I let them feel like, okay, what is the ocean they're in? What is the pond they're in? So that's how I would like to define the ambience and surroundings of storytelling or the storytelling world, the character world, and all those kind of things. So, and hence probably like I'm non-political, but automatically politics are coming in to my character. So I don't know how to say that. Yeah. So, and even myself also, the way it all started was, I'll tell you one small story, how that emotion got connected to one spark that one of my friend from that we got from a conversation, right? Um, briefly telling you, I grew up. I was born in Kadapa district in a small town near a small town called Traibekodu, close to Tirupati. Okay, I grew up in my uncle's family
Mm.
until like I was 11 years old. Until my father kind of established some business in Chennai, and then as a 12-year-old, I left to Chennai. From there, I did my engineering. I went to US. I became a US citizen. Being in US only, I made vanilla. After that, I came back with Prasthanam, and then ever since I'm settled in Hyderabad. Though I still have family there, and keep traveling, like making movies and keep traveling. So when in that small life in my uncle's place, he was a politician. He was like very well respected politician over there. There was there was one. It was one building where you built like two portions, right? The other portion was like, let's say he's Naidu and the other portion is Reddy, kind of, right? Both are like, those families were like one family. Like they live like two generations back. Like if you go back to my granddad's kind of these things, they were all like as young people, like they grew up together. They were in business together. It's like just food come goes from this house to this house all the time, like every every time, kind of. So it
Yeah.
was such a family. It's also, we were enjoying that ambience. At some point, the political parties and politics all align according to caste, right? Even though these people were not between them, there is no caste feelings or anything. They align with caste, and both of them became leaders in two rival parties.
Mm.
The people behind them, the followers, used to, no matter how many tensions, and because where do you find conflicts, caste conflicts, political conflicts, and all that? From individual conflicts only. Someone else's individual rivalries and all used to become party conflicts and used to become violence and all those kind of things. But there is, these two men are always respectful. They both were like they're still like family, kind of.
Mm.
I used to see phenomenal episodes of where the moment those tensions build all the way up to a point where it comes to a point where it threatens these two. Also, these guys used to put so much effort to diffuse them. Again, bring conversation into the conflicts, and then do the panchayatis. And then they both used to go and have dinner, like have lunch together and talk about each other's families. And if there is a death in one family, the other family members used to come and carry this thing. That used to, I was fascinated by that, the beauty of that relationship.
Mm.
So we still used to keep talking about those episodes, like a lot of those episodes through that relationship. And in 2016, at some there is one man, one of the producers of Maya Sabha. His name is Sri Harsha. He's just into business. He has got nothing to do with films.
Mm.
When he was in US, he was a big fan of Vanilla. Like it used to be their party movie, right? And then after once he was done with masters and all, he was in professional life. He became a mad fan of Prasthan. Okay. Uh, One fine day, he figured out he had a common friend who's a common friend to me. So he asked his our common friend to organize a meeting. Just we'll chill for a drink or dinner kind of situation. So there he put an idea in my mind, saying, Anna, why don't you? He's also a big fan of House of Cards. House of Cards, like 16, 17, it was one of the shows that was making
Yeah.
noise all over the world. He said, Anna, I'm just telling you one idea. If you like it, you do it at your own comfort, whichever way you want. I will support you for development, and then we'll see where it goes. I asked him, what's your idea? He said, imagine Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh, before, like right after we were formed in 1956, for almost like 2 to 3 decades,
Mm.
we were still almost like living in a British rule. You know how British ruled India. There is Queen, and the Queen used to appoint viceroys to India.
Mm.
Those viceroys are her choice, right? Now we vote for some central party, some central figure, like like that is our connect. And the central figure appoints chief ministers, like they used to call them sealed cover chief ministers, sealed cover CMs. Okay, they used to change, like, in a given term there used to be like 4 or 5 CMs. So
Mm.
when there is one CM, all the other seniors will come and pull him down. So that CM's job is always like to save his seat. So was occupied in that, and there was never a proper addressing of people's problems and all that. It used to be very passive life. In a way, we still didn't get independence, still didn't taste democracy. In other words, it was indirect democracy we were facing. Somewhere in 80s, there was this humongous political changes of some landmark legendary leaders that changed, who brought awakening, political awakening in Andhra Pradesh politics. Why don't we, at around the same time, why don't we think like a couple of young, I mean, it's all also we were influenced, we were inspired by great figures, but I don't want to say those names, because even if I say those names, even if I want to portray exact events, nobody will be capable of, because nobody knows exact events, because every, depending on your vantage point,
Mm.
everybody's truth is different. So I don't want to go, we don't want to go in that route. Even if you want to tell truth, it will be a lie only. So then let us accept the truth that we will be lying. So the truth here is we are lying, we have to lie to tell any truth also. So any truth in this is our truth, so there's no universal thing, right? It is our perception, right? So hence I'm avoiding the names at all completely. Now you bring in like into these senior old foxes, like who are all like, going, like, acting like stooges to for for Delhi Darbar's grace and all that. Into this world we bring like two young leaders, dynamic natural born leaders, who had a small past where they were thick friends while walking into this world, and see how they face this world through their eyes will show the situation at that time, and then how they became part of this grand political awakening. From their perspective, we will see, let us see the whole journey of our family, our Telugu family, the family of the twin Telugu states. Like in other words, suddenly, immediately I said, like, this idea is fantastic, man. I mean, that's the, and again, I went back to my childhood emotion. I want to place that small family emotion into this grand family.
Mm.
I want to see a small family prasthanam in a big family. So how our state evolved, got into that political awakening, those phases, we thought like, and then immediately said, okay, maybe we should follow until 2009, and we can do like, these thick friends becoming rivals should be
Mm.
first part. And now, even though they're in rival parties, they're still friends, but they will become true enemies by the end of second part. And by the third part should be all about this passionate rivalry
Yeah.
between these two, how it ends, kind of. This looks like a godfatherial arc for me, and I told them I'm not making a series out of it because there are not enough resources or enough this thing for series at that time. This will be my Godfather trilogy, and then I started writing as a three-part film. All the people were excited about that, yeah. But now the issue is, it's drama. It's not a KGF. It's not a Bahubali. So it's like, yeah, there might be action, there might be a bit of rural songs and all those kind of things, very engaging, entertaining. It's all realistic space, right? So people don't know whether to take the risk of committing for three parts, right? My demand is I want three parts. If you commit, you are committing to three parts. And then it's like it wasn't going. Logistically, it was impossible. Parallelly, I was writing Republic. I mean, it's like I am like a garden. Okay, so depending on the time and mood, different trees I cop water and nurture. That's how I keep working on my scripts. Okay, so I kept it somewhere aside, and then I started writing Republic. Right after finishing Republic, COVID hit. So now I had my writing time was free. Now I went back to my Sabha, thought like, okay, maybe let me do one thing. Let me rewrite it as a OTT story,
Mm.
because during COVID, OTT was picking up. So I thought
Mhm.
maybe right OTT will have a lot more muscle to tell this kind of a story, resources and all that. And I rewrote the first part only as a Bible, and I gave outlines of second and third seasons, which are second and third parts actually, part stories. Once I started writing in series format, there was so much more coming in that was strengthening the story. Like it evolved like a story of the state, rise and fall of Naxalism, and the faction roots and the caste conflicts. How all these events shaped that political awakening, shaped the state. In other words, how those, it's almost like, yeah, you had like some jaundice as a child, but you still have those scars. We see those scars today, right? It's a beautiful story to be told, and to tell my family story, my Telugu people story, to share with my brothers. Hey, our family story is this kind of thing. It kept on charging me, like, nothing like that. So I thought, like, right after Republic, this is what is going to come out. Okay. And parallel, another movie story that is I'm going to do immediately after my Sabha release. That was also evolving. But so it's like, I work on this a bit, take a break, and write this a bit, something like that was going on. And then I started sending the Bible right after COVID to all the platforms. Every platform was interested. Sony said, like, we are behind it. You do 100% creative freedom. And they are the ones who kept raising the resources actually for us, because they wanted it, because they say this is our natural content, this is our home, this content belongs to us. And Danish took it away. And we didn't even have much discussion to wait for other responses also, quotes or those kind of things. So we also felt like, okay, with the scam, and lately Maharani, and all these shows, Sony nurtures these kind of cultural stories, inborn stories, basically. We felt home with each other ever since. It's been a blissful journey, and there we go. In a week, we're going to witness that effort.
You've been an observer and, I mean, also closely followed what has happened in the Telugu states. What do you think? I mean, you think the friendship between, the two biggest political figures in your movie, I mean, because I'm also not naming them, everybody knows who they are,
Yeah,
was was real or fake? What do you think?
that's the point. Yeah, see, that's why I don't want to say it's real story. You know why? Even the very idea of friendship, some people denied. They were not that friends, they were enemies only from the beginning, because the current enemies want that animosity.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
right.
because it's a political rivalry, right?
Mm,
So people who are political rivals right now, some of them, they say, like, and some of them say, yeah, it's a beautiful thought. That's why today also, during the launch, I said it's a beautiful thought.
mm,
It's a ఒక అందమైన కళ. It's a beautiful dream. So
mm.
please see my beautiful dream. And in a dream, like, I'm talking to you, and let's say there is a snake going around here, and there's a frog flying here, and there is someone else walking in, and it's, let's say, if it's all dream. In that dream, you is also me. That snake is me, that frog is me, I am me. So it's like that Nityananda, whatever, that the me in me. I'm remembering that. I'm talking like the me in me kind of thing. What I mean. So you got my point, right? So
Yeah.
every character in my Sabha is the me in me. So you can see it that way. So I want people to see it like it's my dream. And in my dream, I am every character. So
Mm,
you see a negative character, positive character, whatever you see, like, as my soul is imagining those characters, and I'm living those characters while imagining those. And that's how I wrote Prasanna. That's what Vanilla is. That's what Ordinary Stories. They, even though they also come with lot of research, a lot of real life event research, real life characters research, real life events, my own life emotions, all these put together, only we can write a story. But the end of the day is does the emotion feel true to you or not?
yeah,
That's the truth I want
right.
people to search.
One last question, sir. So, what's your next ambitious project after this?
I'm almost towards the end of my next script. I'm traveling with one of my most favorite, and with a hero with whom I've been dying to work for almost a decade. So for almost a year, we've been traveling together. We wanted to bring that news out very excitingly. That's why I'm not able to reveal any such details. But pretty
So
soon
you
it
don't
will
want to
happen.
name him again? Are you keeping all
No,
your heroes and your inspiration under other wraps? I mean, what is this? Being so
but
secretive
this
about
I will
everything.
reveal the real name of this hero in due course soon. It won't be a fake name. The
Yeah.
film hero name will be real next. So that genre is very much a kind of what do you call kind of a saga, right? Right? Action drama and everything, but it has got nothing to do with politics,
Hmm.
nothing to do with caste or anything else. It's a complete. It's almost like it's going to be my reinvention. Like I'm throwing myself into a completely different
You
world.
dream. Yeah.
Yeah, like a high stakes storytelling, and I want it. See, again, I want to deal with certain kind of stories in OTT, and I want to match the event expectation for a movie. So that's what you're going to see in my next movie. I'm going to kickstart a different whatever theater matching storytelling. That doesn't mean the Deva Katta will disappear. The honesty, I'm going to rediscover my reality, my honesty, realistically finding stories that you must only enjoy in theater, kind of stories. It will be an event film. Next one will be an event film
Thank you so much for talking to us and all the best. Looking forward to watching your series as well as the movie that's coming up.
for sure.